Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. Welcome back to the T0 to T6 Abyss series. We're searching for those loot drops, which we are obviously not going to get because that's the way it's been for the last 4 or 5 runs, getting absolute generic loot all the time. I don't know what is going on with those really bad loot drops, but it's just been really bad. Then the second I go on my main account, I go and you do these basic T4 Firestorms, T4 Darks. Straight away I'm suddenly getting these big loot drops, like big filaments, such as T6 filaments, even in the T4s. Like, I can barely get a T5 here, and the thing is, if I do get a T4 or T5 or even T6, you know what it's going to be? It's going to be Firestorm. That is worth nothing. It's just the way it is. The electrical sites have not been so promising to us. I think it has a lot to do with us having a bit of a bad RNG, but it feels too much to be almost a coincidence. But I know that it isn't a bad luck spree, because that's just the way it is in the Abyss. You sometimes have very bad luck. I'm sometimes thinking that there could be perhaps a nerf to the T4 electrics that we're doing, the same way that T6 exotics, they also have a bit like nerfed loot, or had, compared to other T6 filaments. They had on average a very low amount of loot value, total loot value, compared to the other T6 filaments, and in particular T6. I don't know if it's still the case, because it's a really long time since I did a T6 exotic site, so I could be wrong, but I am feeling that there is perhaps a possibility that they do that as well here with the T4 electrics, just because of how much bad loot we're going. But I'm thinking that there's a bigger likelihood of it just being bad luck. So we drop the MTU here and start rolling our caches in. We're too far away to be able to use our conflag on the Abyssal Overmind, so we'll close in a bit closer and we'll use the Conflagration. And these guys, they seem to not wanting to target me. They all seem to be in this big cluster here for some reason. They've got a strange AI pattern, the plate forgers. They like to go in a big cluster, because you will actually notice if you do destroy all ships that in the entire room, then they'll just completely cluster into one ball. And I think that's sort of what they're doing now when flying, or they're trying to. They have the exact flight pattern for some reason. I don't get why it's like that, why it's not random, but the plate forgers tend to do this. I've noticed they have a bit on and odd flying pattern. So we'll web this guy, and it's going to enable us to get a bit closer, because our ship right here, the Zealot, is an Amarian ship that is super slow, a brick boy. So we're going only 600 meters a second. Gila, which is a pretty slow cruiser, goes faster. Do we have Tech 2 Afterburner? Yeah, we've got Tech 2 Afterburner. When we go with more blingy fits later, we will have high tier not MWDs, Afterburners. The thing is though, we won't be going particularly faster. Like, we're talking about maybe 50 meters a second faster. It's not like we're going any crazy speeds. But you could just say that we're going less slow, if you want to think of it like that. We'll deploy some drones. That's actually good to do, because we get some complementary DPS, as long as there's no automated suppressor nearby, which there's not. I could perhaps consider going for these plate forgers, since they're going to be doing remote reps on him all the time, so we'll actually have our drones take him out if they are able to, because it could be that the drones are not doing anything. Yeah, okay, they're able to do pretty significant amount of damage, so I'm happy about that. That's good. Now we have to watch out for this Spark Needle over here, because he could perhaps cause the drones to get taken out. They like to target drones, these combat drones. These are more just, logi drones. They don't target us usually. I think that's the reason they're not wanting to target us, because there's no reason for them to target us. But this guy is a bit of a trouble when it comes to our drones. He can attack them, but it's only one. Usually when I have swarms of these guys is when I have problems with drone aggro, but when there's only one, it seems like it doesn't really matter too much. Now the time here is actually pretty long. The Rogue Drone Overmind is notorious for being a very long wave, so it's not really surprising, but I would have liked it to be a bit quicker, and I think the reason is that it's taking so long is that we did take quite a bit of time to get to the Overmind. We were spending a lot of time cruising around, not shooting at all, and I was a bit confused which ammunition type to use, Scorch, Conflag. Right now, today, I'm feeling a bit rusty. I haven't been playing a whole lot of Abyss with the Zealot as of this recent days, so it goes just a few days have to go, and I just suddenly feel a lot rustier than I did previously. Go for this plate forger, and also I think I'll go for this MTU now because this guy is soon going to get taken out, and we can actually use the drones to take out the overmind because this guy is still going to be able to be taken out pretty easily when we get range. Since we're going to pull range, we'll have a good transversal. I just want to make sure I take out the rogue drone overmind, but he's pretty slow though. He's got a pretty beefy structure, but he's going down. That's good to see. Okay, so I don't want to waste time. I want to optimize my time here by moving straight away. Now here is what I mean. I could go with a Scorch and then just land a volley there and land a volley there on this guy. Now I actually could have used Conflag on that person because he was very close. So we will recall the drones. Actually, look at that. There's a plate forger that we could take out. But he is very easy because he is pretty much still. I don't know if he actually is still, but yeah, okay. It said he was going 900 meters a second, but they have a tendency, as I said before, to go, I'll just stay still. The time, 6 minutes 30 seconds, that is not good. It is probably because we spent a bit of time going around taking out those extraction nodes and placing MTUs. Okay, let's open this up. See what we get here. Ooh, 21 million chaotic dark, which is, I don't know why chaotic, like dark sites and firestorm sites are usually the most cheap filaments, and those are pretty much the only ones I'm getting. Thankfully, darks in T5 can be worth quite a bit. It's because there's a lot of people who use the Hawk frigates. They're quite optimal for doing dark sites, and high tiers have a bit of a bigger demand than lower tiers. So in lower tiers you'll see dark sites being pretty cheap, but in high tiers you'll see them being actually increasing in value a lot because there are a lot of people using the Hawks to take out these high tier filaments, the dark sites that is. I want to see now. Okay, so we've got a Tachyon class, so that's good for us because we're going to be able to get around very quickly here. But the rogue drones need to also be taken out because I especially want to take out the Snarecaster. He is going to make it so that we cannot get close to him. So it's a very good opportunity now to just snipe them before they're able to get anywhere close to us. Actually, I don't want to go here. I want to go to this extraction node over here. It's wasting time by me going to that guy over there. And we can just try sniping everything that is getting any significant range on us. Since we've got Tachyon Cloud, we could have actually just gone for both of them and not even have to bother. Actually, let's do that. We'll go for both of these. I know it's silly having to now turn back, but to me it feels a bit more reasonable. But you don't even have to use the MTU because we've got Tachyon Cloud enabling us to fly all over the place. And we can also use some drones as well, though I have to be a little bit wary of these drones in the Tachyon Cloud, as the Tachyon Cloud makes everything go really fast. My drones will also go really fast. As you can see, they're just suddenly going really crazy. They will not be able to hit anything, and I want to recall them because these guys also like to attack our drones. You can see he's taking a lot of damage. Is there maybe a default automatic suppressor that is causing this? No. Okay, Tachyon Cloud, great. And we'll go for the Spark Needle over here. And we'll just manually pick up these extraction nodes because I think that's a bit better for us when we've got this Tachyon Cloud helping us. So 1 million over there, move up a little bit, and I'm going to manually pilot up. And we'll web that guy, and I manually pilot because I don't want to be just flung into oblivion, both in terms of the Tachyon Cloud but also in terms of a disconnect, because if a disconnect happens I'll just keep on going in the direction I was flying. If I double click like this, see, if I double click like this, you see there's a line, they'll keep on going for oblivion. So I like to go in paths that are directly to an object. Okay, let's look up these spark. There's a whole lot of spark needles. These guys can be actually quite dangerous in the electrical site since we have reduced electrical resistance, or not electrical resistance, EM resistance. I many times mix up the filament type with the resistant type. Okay, let's snipe these guys instead. We can actually web them a bit, that's good. Do we have any webbers left? No, we don't have any. Okay, good. Let's go for this extraction node. Go and lock this up. No, we can't. We seem to be missing a lot, unfortunately. Perhaps I should have used multi-frequency. Could have been an option. Okay, now that when they pull range, then they suddenly die. And I think it's also because we just went in the range of this tracking pulse as well. Lock this extraction node up. Yeah, it's very easy. Let's go for this extraction node over here. open this extraction node up. Oh, we get a decent amount here, 4.6 million. Oh, the cat is not happy. I think he's lost his little friend because you've got two cats. One of them has a little kitten to play with. I think the kitten is probably missing, or in a different room, the cat, because they sometimes, when they lose each other, they get very distressed, especially the older one. Oh, I'll return him to his friend. Okay, now the cat has found his friend. Okay, we'll go and open the bioadaptive cache. 8 million, not that good. The total loot has been still pretty good so far, 40 million. It's a lot better than average at least. We have 7 minutes left. There we go. Right, last room. We've got quite a short time to complete the site, but it'll hopefully go good. 7 minutes left. Karybdis Tyrannus, or one of the more difficult waves. We will go for these entanglers and then dissipators and use Scorch. I'll just manually go to this extraction node and not bother with the... Actually no, we should go to Karybdis straight away because Karybdis is going to pull range. So we'll actually move closer because this wave can actually take a bit of time if we don't plan our actions too well. Let's continue here. Okay, we take a lot of damage too. Now we should now consider going to Conflagration. And we also want to go in a little bit of an arc, because Corpus is going to start doing a lot of damage to us when these entangles kick in. Because these entangles love to web us. Come on, take out all these Ephialtes quickly. Fast! Come on now. Zealot, there we go, good volleys, okay. Let's go for these ones. Because the Ephialtes are the only ones we can actually take out at this point of the room. Oh, we're taking a bit of damage. Need to be a bit careful here. We should actually take some of these boosters, just in case. I know it's a bit of ISK wasted there, but I feel a bit more comfortable using those boosters. Karybdis is doing so much damage actually. I'm not used to Karybdis doing this much damage. Let's land a volley here. Could be that there's a tracking partner perhaps. Probably we should get under Karybdis' guns actually. Be a bit safer that way. And I probably should go for the confusers as well, because they're going to make me apply a bit worse to Karybdis. When I mean apply, I don't mean like pliers and tracking, I mean like the range, because my range is reduced by these confusers. Let's continue moving here. We actually have the drones start chipping on Karybdis. Switch over to Scorch to get some extra damage. Then we can already start Karybdis off. I don't know if it's possible to use the MTU here. Probably we could actually. I mean, we don't have a whole lot of time left, but I think that based on the position of all these canisters, we could actually grab them. Move up a bit, not canisters, the caches. Need to get closer to Karybdis to be able to use Conflagration, which will actually hit hard. And I want to... I don't want to go for these confusers or these extra Ephialtes first, because I know that if I were to go for these guys first and then destroy Karybdis, then I'm just travelling back to the gate, and that's time used for nothing. Now when I destroy Karybdis, I'm going to be able to go back to the gate and still attack these guys, so that time is going to be used just ever so slightly to take out two Ephialtes. So that's why I just do small things I'm doing just to save a bit of extra time, you know. That's what the name of the game here is in the Abyss. Try saving time and optimizing yourself as much as possible to be able to survive and gather loot as efficiently as possible. You can even consider going to the mobile track tune actually, because we're soon going to get through Karybdis. Good. And we have 3 minutes left on the clock. Yeah, Karybdis is soon down. Great to see. And that one extraction node is slowly being pulled in. And open this up. Okay, so like you see here now that we can, we've got these Ephialtes close, we can still do a bit of damage. How much time is left? 2.5 minutes. That should be alright for grabbing that extraction node, shouldn't it? We'll have a very close call, but it'll be alright, I think. Goes 1k a second. There we go, good. So we can wait here a bit until that loot has been pulled in, and then make our way towards the origin conduit, and we should have then extracted every single loot cache here. So that's great to see. I don't know what the total loot haul will be. We'll wait here until we've pulled in everything, until we look what our loot is. But I'm happy that we got a decent amount of loot, thankfully. 41 million in both the two first rooms. Now we get on top of that an extra room with quite a few caches, or not so many, but 2 extra caches. We'll see. How much time do we have left? 1 minute 40 seconds, so that's alright. Open this up when this is being pulled in. Come on now. There we go. We've got 6 million. Oh, that's really bad when you consider that you've got you got the bind, active, and 2 extraction nodes. That is really little, but I mean, still 48 million is decent. But you just see those first 2 rooms got us 40 million, and the last one 6 million. That's just, it can sometimes be really bad, but better than nothing. Better than nothing. So something quite profitable. T4 Abyss, one step closer to getting the T4 Firestorm fit. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.